And so you find these states, you have it's about a 50-50 split if you look at it, where these states are like, okay, we're conservative, and all the conservatives from California move to these places. And then the other places, it's whoever's left is Democrat, and it's going to be hardcore blue. Do you think there's a national divorce possibility? Do you think it's already kind of happening on its own?
No, look, it's got to happen on its own, Mark. I've always brought it up, and the truth is, I believe it because I actually despise political violence. It's one of the things. Domestic political violence is like the worst thing in the world. I love history, and anytime you read about these stories, it's your community, it's your kid, it's your school. That is truly my ultimate fear for my country. And in an effort to avoid that, I've always said, why don't we just go our separate ways? Because here's the truth, like we just brought it up, and I'll talk about the divorce thing in a second. We can't survive long term unless the Democrat Party changes. That's the truth.
Yes.
Because you cannot survive if one of the two major political parties believes in importing 20 million barbarians the second they get power. You can't deport them fast enough. You can't survive. We won't be here another 100 years like this. If we continue like this, unless they change, we can't survive, right? So what I've said is, yes, you should fight for your country. You should have loyalty to your country. But my loyalty is to my family before anything else. And I'm not going to live around the animals. And I'm not going to live around people where if somebody tries to kick in my door tonight, I can't shoot him in the face. I live in Texas, where if you come knocking on my door at the wrong hour of night, I will blow your freaking head off. I will call the cops. He'll show up. We'll smoke a cigarette together. Sorry, health guys, I don't even smoke, but that's probably what I'll be in the mood for. We'll have a cigarette together as he scrapes his body off my front porch, and I'm never even going to hear from the DA. I'm not going to live in a place where I'm not allowed to defend myself, where the savages are protected by the law. My family's not going to do it. I'm not doing it.
100%. I mean, I live in Tennessee as well. So I'm in a state that's just as, if not more, stand your ground type state. I can see that happening, and just traveling around and seeing what's going on across the country. It's funny because when we had an issue with Bud Light, we just stopped buying it. When for some reason, Democrats now don't like electric cars, which is fascinating. It shows that global warming was never an issue to them, or else they'd be like, okay, he's a Republican, but he's saving the earth. He is creating cars, employing Americans. I don't think the Democrat Party of the 90s would have been this way. They've fallen so far off the cliff where they are literally vandalizing electric cars that are majority. I'm going to go on a limb and say most Teslas are driven by Democrats, because Republicans weren't buying electric cars. I have a friggin' SUV. Like, I got a big gas guzzling. I never even thought of an electric car, but now I'm like, I might buy one just to dunk on liberals. And so hopefully someone starts a fight with me. But it's just fascinating what's going on, because the left is the party of violence, from the BLM riots to what we're seeing now to everything that's going on. And all they could throw out, what about January 6th? Oh, a bunch of unarmed boomers were really going to take over the government. If we could, here's my January 6th. If we really thought that a bunch of unarmed boomers were going to violently take over the government, what happens if another country comes in and wants to take over our shit? We're done. If you actually thought that was a threat to our country, that was just a bunch of people doodling around. I wouldn't have been there. Like, I knew that shit was a setup when I saw it. So I'm like, nah, I'm not going.
Well, look, I mean, the truth is, I'll tell you something, everyone in the Secret Service knows, and everyone in the Washington, D.C. security sector knows, and anyone with the brain knows, if the American people ever wanted to go kill every politician and take out their entire government, they could do so with ease. The American citizen owns more guns and more ammunition than every branch of the military and every police branch in this country combined by a mile. If the American people ever, and I'm glad we don't, but if we ever got really, really upset enough that we wanted everyone in the government to go, everyone in the government would go, and there was nothing that could stop us. The Marine Corps couldn't stop us. The Secret Service wouldn't stop us. There is nothing that would stop it. If there was ever an actual genuine insurrection, we would have a new government. That's how it would work in this country, and that's exactly how it's supposed to work in this country. That's why they gave us the Second Amendment, just in case that dark day ever comes, and I pray to God it never does come. But that's why it's here. And that's why we have it, by the way. And every mealy-mouthed loser on the right likes to say, well, I mean, the Second Amendment, I love to hunt deer, or it's for self-defense. It's actually not about either of those things.
No.
Those are nice side benefits. The Second Amendment exists so you can fight the government. That is the entire purpose of the Second Amendment. They wrote it down. They talked about it all the time. It's so if the government ever gets too bad, you can go fight them. That's why.
Exactly. So my argument is always that all gun laws are unconstitutional. Like, we've already let it slip too far. You know what I mean? Like, the government should have next to nothing to do with our lives in general. Like, the federal government is supposed to watch our borders, protect our rights, and provide common defense. We've let it grow and metastasize like a cancer to the point where they control almost every aspect of our lives, and that's a huge issue. The thought process of them even just like thinking, like, I'm not even America first. I'm America only, right? So I'm big on the Constitution too, and I just don't understand how we're here with even the Republicans. Like, we have Republicans talking about, like, you know, the smart gun laws and shit like that. Like, bitch, like, that's frankly you're being a fucking traitor to the Constitution, because
100% right.
Very frankly, we not only should we be able to walk into a store, prove we're a citizen by showing an ID to the teller, buy whatever guns and ammo we want. Not only should we be able to do that, we shouldn't pay taxes on that shit either. Like, they shouldn't be taxing rights. You know, like, it's a right for us to own guns. They shouldn't tax them, right? Do you think that like, I mean, Trump and his people, they promised a lot of stuff. What promises do you think they're going to be able to deliver on? And what ones were you just like, I don't think that's fucking happening?
Well, I don't think they're going to be able to deliver on most of it, to be honest with you, because that's just the nature of politics, right? You run for office, you promise a bunch of things. You won't be able to deliver on some things. That doesn't mean I don't think they're not going to try. Look, they're going to be able to secure the border. They've already secured the border. It's actually quite easy to secure the border. Everybody watching right now, listening right now, should know the United States of America is easily the most powerful country in the history of the world. If there is ever a single inch of our border that is not secure, that is on purpose. Okay, it is on purpose. It's never an accident. It's never, well, this passed or this. If the border is open anywhere, it's because somebody powerful wants it to be open somewhere. That is a fact. Trump does not. Trump is correct about that. He's already secured the border, so he's going to do that. He's going to deport some people. It's not going to be some massive deportation because the American people don't have any stomach for it. And frankly, there are too many people in politics that don't have the stomach for what that would take. Because, yeah, it's easy to throw the MS-13 guy with tattoos on his face on a plane and ship him to El Salvador. You have to ship out men, women, and children as well. You have to grab up entire families. When you have 40, 50, 60 million foreigners here in your country, deporting them, getting them out is not easy, and it's not polite. It involves tears. It involves sweat. It probably involves somebody's blood. It's going to be painful when you allow your country to be an open sewer. There's not going to be a mass deportation. There's not. We're at what? 60, 70,000. They claim 100,000 in a few months. That doesn't add up to 20 million. As far as getting inflation under control, look, I'll say this. Trump has been a big spender always in his private life and in his government life. He's always been a big spender. But Trump has recently, and I know this for a fact, he's recently expressed privately he's dead serious about reducing the deficit with the upcoming budget. Now, we're going to find out how serious he actually is. And, you know, you can't Doge cut your way out of $36, $37 trillion in debt. No. But unless, look, if he is serious, then we can actually get inflation down. But we are never, ever, 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 ever in a million years going to get inflation back to where we are if we continue to spend like it's World War III. The country is spending as if it's fighting a global war. We ramped up our spending by trillions under COVID, of course, because we have a bunch of drug-addled scumbag losers running the country. Nobody has the guts to stop that kind of spending and pull back. Nobody has the balls to tell anybody no anymore. No, you can't have this anymore. No, that's going away. Republicans and Democrats, they all share that. And so without real spending cuts, inflation doesn't go down. That's what anybody listening needs to take away. Every time they pass another $1 trillion bill, your food gets more expensive. That's how it works.
100%. 100%. You know,